Welcome to Brindavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, Slokas, songs, Divyadesa Pasarams, and much more. Namaskaram Bhagavatas, in our Ayiram Namangal, Ayiram Gunangal series, today we will see the Arthanubhavam of Sloka 62 of Vishnu Sahasranamam. रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं दीपत्यादिगुणात्मकं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिम्.
त्रिसामासामगसामनिर्वाणं भेषजं विषके सन्न्यासकृच्छमच्छान्तो निष्ठाशान्तिपरायणम्.
The first nama in Slokam 62 is Trisama. 3 is number 3. Sama is Samaveda. He is sung in the 3 songs of Samaveda, Brihat, Ratnataram and Vamadevyam. Garuda, Vaikara Bhagavan, represents Samaveda. His body is the Vamadevya and the wings are Brihat and Ratnatara. So he is Trisama. Nama is Trisamne Namaha. Next we see Samagaha. He is not only sung in the Samaveda, he himself sings Samaveda for bliss, for Atma Paramanandam. For his own happiness, he sings Samaveda, as said in Taittiriya Upanishad. The Muktatmas sing Samavedam in Paramapadam. So Samavedam is very auspicious. All the Vedas are auspicious, and Samaveda, since it's sung by Bhagavan, is more auspicious. Samagaya Namaha is the Nama. Samaha, he cleanses the sins of those who sing his name. So he is the cleanser. He removes people from their sins. He forgives them and he purifies them and takes them to Paramapadam, gives them moksha, if one surrenders to him. Nammalvai's Thiruvaimozhi itself is considered as Samaveda. The Nama is Samne Namaha. Now we will see Nirvanam. He gives mukti or liberation to those who have been relieved of their sins. So we saw how he cleanses people and purifies them. And once he purifies them, he gives them mukti or moksha from the cycle of birth and death. They get liberated. They are the Muktatmas, and he gives them eternal bliss in heaven. That is in Paramapadam. So once he relieves them of all their sins, he makes them go to Paramapadam and get eternal bliss. Nama is Nirvanaya Namaha. We will now see Bheshajam. He is the medicine for the worldly existence and woes one undergoes. He is the one who relieves us from all the difficulties or the woes we have during our lifetime. So that is the reason why our elders have told us to pray to him. So he relieves us from all the difficulties we have. The congregation of rishis, siddhas, serpent gods and devarishis found the remedy of their sickness from Srimad Narayana. So all the wise people, or those who have realized, the realized souls, they have, who are the rishis, the siddhatmas, and the serpent god like the Ananta and the Deva Rishis, they have all understood that Bhagavan is the ultimate and he is the remedy for all their sicknesses. And Nama is Bheshajaya Namaha. When we talk of medicine, Nammalvar's Tiruvamuri 1.7.2 comes readily. He says how Bhagavan is the medicine for all our problems. Vaipam Marundam Adiyare Valvinai Tuppam Pulan Aindum Tunjak Kodanavan Yappal Vara Yavarkum Nalatal Uyarndu Vindu Appalavan Engal Ayar Kolunde. So our God, He is the medicine for everything. That's what Ayiram says. The Archavataram, Vaidiviraga Perumal, can be worshipped in Tiruvallur, Kanakavalli Sameda Vaidiviraga Perumal. The Dhanvantri in Thiruvarangam, Ranganatha temple, is also very well known. Bishaka is the next Nama. He is the only one who knows well the cause and the remedial path for getting rid of the disease of samsara bandham. So once we are entangled in the samsara bandham, it is very difficult for us to get moksha. So only when we get rid of that bandham or that attachment, materialistic attachment, we can attain eternal bliss. So Bhagavan is only one who knows which is the way and will take us through that pathway once we surrender ourselves to Him. Sannyasa Krita is the next Nama. How does he get rid of the Sansara Bandham? He severs the relationship. So, he cuts the bond of the Rajas and the Tamogunas and elevates those who surrender to him and gives them the liberation. This is the remedial pathway as well. Sannyasa ashrama is surrendering everything to Sriman Narayana, transferring one's whole burden, whatever is one's responsibility or whatever is one's burden on this earth, you surrender it to Bhagavan and say, you are the only one. I am not concerned about anything, whether it is my family, my money, my food, everything. I give up everything and I am there with you and to complete surrender. Total Sharanagati. That is Sannyasa ashrama. It is the definite remedy for those who want to relinquish samsara bandha. That mindset or that initiation must come for one to get into sannyasa ashrama. Our great acharyans of our Ahobalmat are Avatara Purushas as we see them. The next Nama we see is Shamaha. He preached the way to control desire, which is Kama, anger, Krodha and Bhayam. When Arjuna did not want to fight because he saw all his people, his own kith and kin, against who was going to fight, then Bhagavan tells him to control everything and says that he gives him the He takes the fear out of him that he is fighting his cousins and uncles and grandparents, which is not really right. But Bhagavan takes that fear out of him and tells him what is right and what he should be doing in the path of righteousness and makes him fight the Mahabharata war. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, verse 29, Bhagavan says, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam jnatva mam shantim richati. Which means, he says, one who surrenders and understands that I am the Supreme Godhead of all the worlds and the best friend of all beings and enjoyer of all the sacrifices and austerities and offerings, will attain peace. So to be peaceful, we have to understand, or we have to realize that Bhagavan is the Supreme Godhead doing everything of our moments. There is nothing that we say we do. It is like we are instruments of what He wants to be done. We will now see Shanta. Even though His greatness is vast, like the rising ocean, He is very calm and tranquil. As the ocean will be, imagine an ocean with no waves, how tranquil it would be. So He is as calm as a just standing water. Just even though He is like a mighty ocean. Sage Vyasa is described as one whose brightness shines and spreads in all directions and in all visions, and it burnt all the sins and gives the pleasant looks of kataksham and calms down even the wild animals. So the Shanta Parvai of Bhagavan is very soothing to us as we pass through the trials and tribulations of the earth. Now we will see the Nama Nishtaha. Meditation is a form of concentration, as we all know. So those who have attained the highest level of meditation, they have Sriman Narayana Divyamangala Vigraham as the object of meditation. So they concentrate on His form, on His Rupa. That is the Divyamangala Vigraham. That is the most auspicious form of Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana. They keep him in their mind and they meditate on that. We will now see the Nama Shantihi. He makes those who are in the final stage of meditation, known as Samadhi, they enjoy Bhagavan. They enjoy His bliss. He gives them that opportunity. He gives them that bhagyam to enjoy Him. Now we will now see what are 3 stages of meditation. There are 3 stages of meditation, of which Samadhi is the last. First is Dharana. The person sits in one place, closes his eyes and start concentrating on one object. And that object is the Divyamangala Vigraham of Bhagavan. Then there is a two-way communication which happens in the second stage, which is called Dhyana, between the object on which you are concentrating and the person who is meditating. In the third stage, Bhagavan enters into the person who is doing the meditation. That happens at the samadhi, when they do not realize anything that is happening outside and they give up everything just to think of Bhagavan. That is the stage when Bhagavan enters the person, Sriman Narayana enters the person and gives them the bhagyam of enjoying him. That is the samadhi stage. The last nama in Slokam 62 is Parayanam. Para means Paramapada, or Sri Vaikuntha. He gives moksham and liberation to those who have attained the state of samadhi. So he makes them not only enjoy him at that time, but also gives them liberation from the cycle of birth and death. And he gives that high position or moksham only to those who really deserve it and who do Sharanagati to him, who are completely surrender themselves to him, and they do the meditation thinking of only Bhagavan and Sriman Narayana. And then when he feels satisfied, he understands that they have reached that high position, he gives them. So he gives it only to those who deserve it. Everybody who does meditation does not get moksha, but Bhagavan decides who he should give to. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 53 and 54, it is said, who is worthy of becoming one with Brahman? It says, one who gives up ahamkaram, me, myself, mine, all that should be given up. Next is, he gives up strength. He says only, I have no strength, it is all Bhagavan who is doing everything. Sriman Narayana who is doing everything. One who gives up pride again. Oh, I achieved this, I achieved that. Then lust and anger. And one who gives up all the belongings, including his family, his money, his clothes, his everything in this materialistic world, is worthy of becoming one with a Brahman. Aham karam balam darpam kamam krodha parigraham vimuchya nirmamaha shanto brahma bhuyaya kalpate. To summarize, he is sung in the 3 songs of the Samaveda, Brihat, Ratnataram and Vamadevyam. Garuda, his Vahanam, or his mode of transport, itself represents Samaveda. The body is Vamadevya, the wings are Brihat and Ratnatar. He also sings the Samaveda himself for self-bliss, Atma Paramanandam, Anandam Paramanandam, which is bliss, which is total bliss. Samavedam is so musical and very nice to hear. He cleanses the sins of those who sing his name. He gives mukti or liberation to those who have been relieved of all their sins. First he cleanses them, everyone, and then he gives a mukti. He is the medicine for our worldly existence and the woes that one undergoes during the worldly existence. He knows well the cause and the remedial path for getting rid of the disease of samsara bandham. He cuts the bond of rajas and tamogunas and elevates those who surrender to him and gives them liberation. This is the remedial pathway which he and only he knows. He preached the way to control desire, kamam, anger, krodham, and fear, bhayam. He is very calm, as if nothing has happened. Despite doing so many things, despite all of his greatness, he is very calm. His greatness is like the rising ocean, but he still stays very calm. His Divyamangala Vigraham is the object of meditation of those who have attained the highest level of meditation. He makes those who are in the final stage of meditation, the Samadhi time, he makes them enjoy him and himself only. There are 3 stages of meditation. Dharanam, when one has the desire to concentrate on one particular object, and that object is Sriman Narayana. Next it is when there is a one-way communication where the person concentrates. Then the second stage, Dhyanam. There is a two-way happening between Sriman Narayana and the person who is meditating. In the third stage, it is the Samadhi stage, when everything is completely Bhagavan, and Bhagavan comes within the person and makes him enjoy him and himself only. He gives moksham or liberation to those who have attained the state of Samadhi and are deserving. He is the only one who can do that. This brings us to the end of Slokam 62. See you all at 63.